Thank you for watching the video today and welcome to PlayStation News, Rumours and Leaks. Let's take a look at the top pieces of news, rumours and leaks from the world of PlayStation and gaming in general over the last few days. All the links to the articles are down below in the description. Strap yourselves in and let's get cracking. Starting in at number 4, in yesterday's PlayStation News, Rumours and Leaks video, I mentioned someone who goes by the name of Illusion. He or she got the likes of Bloodborne and Red Dead Redemption 2 running at a phenomenal 60 frames per second on PlayStation 5. Well, Illusion has done it again, this time releasing The Order 1886 on the PS5 60 frames per second mod. You'd be forgiven for forgetting this game came out 8 years ago in 2015. It looks fantastic. Digital Foundry has provided an in-depth look at the game in a new video using footage from Illusion's mod. If you're a fan of The Order 1886 and fancy looking at the mod, the link is available in the description down below. The Order 1886 was a visual showpiece for the PS4 when it launched back in 2015. And despite the lukewarm reviews at the time, there is no denying that it was technically one of the most impressive games on the market. Unfortunately, a sequel never materialized despite constant rumors, and the Order 1886 never received a PS4 Pro or a PS5 patch to give its already impressive visuals a modern polish. What a great shame, as I thought that game was absolutely brilliant. Moving on to number 3, Take-Two. Well, what are they doing? Backwards compatibility will always be a sticking point for the games industry because it has proven to be a great success stories for players and gamers, but not so much for publishers and developers. Historically, it's taken players longer to adopt to a new generation of games and platforms when backwards compatibility is available, and Take-Two's Chief Executive Officer Strauss Zelnick recognizes the line which players and publishers stand on opposite sides of. In an interview with IGN, Zelnick called backwards compatibility across generations a benefit to consumers, even clarifying that when it comes to a mid-cycle generation upgrade like a PS5 Pro, he'd be surprised if it wasn't included, although he does also say he's not certain it's a must-have. All the while, Take-Two is getting ready to sell a port, not a remaster or a remake, just a port of a game that is 13 years old, and they're selling this game at a rumoured $50 or £50 if you're here in the UK. That of course is the upcoming PS4 version of Red Dead Redemption, and it's slated to be released before the end of August. With this in mind, it's no wonder Zelnick doesn't consider backwards compatibility a necessity. How else could Take-Two sell its over a decade old game at a premium price today? And Red Dead Redemption isn't the only title it could do this with. A remaster or a remake of Bully along with a sequel has been just as requested as was Red Dead Redemption, and it would be no surprise if Take-Two did the same thing with Bully and Bully 2. Backwards compatibility is definitely a great thing for consumers, but it's also important in terms of keeping games around for new generation of players to experience those games, instead of them being inaccessible due to a publisher's own greed. Take-Two also go on to discuss GTA 6 and its release during their 2025 financials call. Although they haven't exactly come out and given a proper release window for GTA 6, but it might as well have been in its latest earnings call when discussing the fiscal years to come. When discussing its 2025 fiscal year, which will run from April 2024 to March 2025, Zelnick says the company expects record levels of operating performance caused by a significant inflection point. If there's anything upcoming from Take-Two's perspective that could cause this huge surge and source of income, that's going to be Grand Theft Auto 6. So it's likely that, at least for now, Rockstar and Take-Two are looking to release GTA 6 sometime between April 2024 and March 2025. It's also worth mentioning that this is the second time we've seen Zelnick reiterate that the company expects big earnings in its 2025 fiscal year, reinforcing the thought that GTA 6 will have a 2024 release. That's definitely a big release window, but it's the most specific one we've had in more than a decade of hype and build-up to GTA 6. Meanwhile, GTA 5 has had no issue selling more than 185 million copies of its game. If it takes all the way up to 2025 for GTA 6 to come out, GTA 5 might even cross the 200 million copies sold by the time GTA 6 is released. Okay, just before we move on, if you like the format of this video, working our way through the top news, rumours and leak stories over the last few days, do me a favour guys, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe buttons. That helps out the video a whole bunch and supports the growth of the channel and our gaming community here on YouTube. Okay, moving on to number 2, the Pinocchio themed Bloodborne-esque upcoming game Lies of P has officially gone gold, with little more than a month to go before it launches on September the 19th, 2023. Developer Round 8 Studio and publisher NeoWiz announced the news through the game's official Twitter account, and now the team has plenty of time to further polish the game and prepare for its release. Right after Lies of P's release date was revealed, a demo went live for a time that allowed potential players to check out the starting area of the game, and if the demo is any indication of what the final game will look like, then Bloodborne fans will likely fall in love with Lies of P, especially with no remaster or remake really in sight for Bloodborne. Lies of P is very opportunistically catering to a group of fans that have been pining for something new, something similar to Bloodborne, and we might actually get something that is similar to Bloodborne. I'm really looking forward to playing Lies of P. It's a game that I'm hoping to stream live on the channel here on YouTube in 4K 60 FPS when the game releases in September. If you are free, come and join me, come and hang out and join me during the live stream if you are going to be available. And coming in at number 1 on the video, I had to give this game this number 1 slot for the news articles this week, and it's an absolute masterpiece. Red Dead Redemption 2 is arguably one of Rockstar's best ever games. It just sold another 2 million copies in the developer's most recent quarter to cross over the 55 million copies sold in its lifetime. Announced during Rockstar's earnings call on Tuesday, the Western franchise is inching ever closer to more than 100 million copies sold with both the first and second games combined. And the recently confirmed port of the first game could help it across that milestone. Prior to Rockstar announcing its port of Red Dead Redemption, many fans would have expected the moment to be a joyous and happy one, although there's been some kind of sourness thanks to Rockstar's seeming lack of effort in the endeavour. While a former member of the team at Double 11 claims that there will be visual upgrades to the port version of the game, however, this new PS4 version is closer to an actual port and doesn't have a native PS5 version. This hasn't gone down well with gamers at all, especially after the poor taste left in the mouth of players who went and bought the GTA trilogy on launch, and that was full of issues. Even though Rockstar itself isn't working on the port, Double 11 will perhaps unfairly be expected to rebuild the trust burned with the GTA trilogy. In an age where we have the PS5, the Xbox Series X and some pretty beefy PCs out in the marketplace, I don't understand why any game is being ported to systems from the last generation. In my opinion, it just doesn't make sense. I know not everybody can have a PS5 and an Xbox Series S, or even a really powerful PC. I just don't see the point in wasting time developing games on older generations. It just doesn't make sense for me. That's my opinion, and you might have a different one, but to me it doesn't make sense. But in terms of Red Dead Redemption 2, what an absolute masterpiece of a game. It deserves everything it gets. It deserves all the praise and all the love, all the sales. A phenomenal game. I hope they make a Red Dead 3 in the near future. Guys, if you like the format of the video, do me a favor and go ahead and hit the subscribe and like buttons. Thank you for watching the video today, and I'll catch up with you guys on the next PlayStation news, rumors and leaks video.